I don't know. How's she doing?
Well, she's back to work, but she's not doing all that much.
Mm.
Let me see if I can get her.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, there's Daddy.
Oh, okay.
Kathy, what can I help you with?
I had a customer call me from Pennsylvania Sunday night, and she wanted to put an order in. She didn't want to wait and do the special. She just wanted to put her order in, and she wanted to give me her credit card. So I went on the website. She couldn't remember her password. I went into my account. I hit retail.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered and I put to ship to her address and I put her credit card number in.
Mm-hmm.
When they sent me notice the next day, they I very carefully put her address in, making sure I had it right. They shipped it to me. I do not know if I'm even going to get paid off of this because the last time I had something shipped to me that was for somebody else, they said it would be treated like wholesale.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It still goes as retail. They may ask you something about it. What you need to do is you need to get on the phone and call Nikken Distributor Services and tell them what happened. If you had done it on Monday morning, they could have pulled it back because whenever you see something that's not right, and I would suggest you check the stuff because, I mean, things happen. Um, Recently I've gotten two or three things from Amazon that I don't know who bought them. I know I didn't, but they have arrived at my house and I just had to carry them back. So, I mean, the more things are on the more line, but if you know somebody's putting in an order, go in and check and make sure about it. And you can call because if you call very early when this stuff, a lot of times they can pull it back.
Yeah. Well, see, if I could have done it on Monday morning, I could have done it under her name with her 10% discount and her free shipping. And so it was $4.95 to ship it to me, and for me to ship this priority mail to them, to her, was $7 and something.
Wow.
So it just, I know more mistakes are made during this time, but it's just very.
Yeah, I don't. I've had that happen before. It's been a very long time since I've had that.
Mm-hmm.
As long and you can put it in anybody's name and have it sent to you and have it at retail. Now that's not to say that they won't ask for an explanation, but you give them the explanation, you will get credit for it.
Well, when I give them, I put it on retail and had put the ship to as to her address, and it matched the name on the credit card with hers. I just I don't know why it tripped, and they just sent it to me instead.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Something went awry in the computer, and I'm going to tell you that there's a rumor that by October we're not going to have to worry about this stuff the way we've been worrying about it. So that's all I'm going to say. And I hate to even say that because I've heard these rumors before, but that's they feel like that's kind of the way it's going to be. So I think we're getting close. I mean, it's but I do know how frustrating that can be. And like I said, my latest experience, we got two things from Amazon. One of them, I never could even figure out what it was. I did carry it back to Kohl's, and but it was showing up. I mean, it had my name on it. Oh, and then I ordered, Jeff was so upset. We ordered something from the camper, and I got 5 bras. I mean, opened up, he said, "You ordered these?" I said, "I don't wear bras, I wear camis." He said, "Well, where did these come from?" I said, "Don't look at me." And on the shipping thing, it said that it was whatever he had ordered for the camper, but it was 5 bras.
Somebody was having a bad pickups for shipping day.
You know, if they got our camper thing, there was some woman on that end that was really upset because that was not what she wanted.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
So, moving into this world is going to be different. And I don't know, did any of you all on Luis's call tonight at 6? Well, I'm going to start off by this. I think it's time that we all sort of get honest, and I don't care who's going to be the president or the vice president or the Congress or whatever. This is not going to be over anytime soon. Pandemics last for 2 to 5 years. Life has changed at that time. I mean, this is not the first pandemic. It's not going to be the last. Now, a year from now, hopefully things will be much better. But this is not temporary. And we keep talking about it like it's temporary, and it creates dissonance. Because if I keep talking to you all and telling you that I am a tough black woman and you see this little pale Irish looking girl, it's going to be something that doesn't feel right to you because it's not right. Mm-hmm. And it's not right to keep saying in 2 weeks, in a month. We don't know when it's going to be. So here's what we've got to do if we want to be happy people. We've got to realize that a change has taken place, and we've got to embrace that change and live the best we can each and every day, adapt to that change, and look forward to things when they come back. You know, Luis told tonight, he said, I eat dinner with my mom once a week now on Zoom. I exercise with my daughters every other day on Zoom. My son had been in American Samoa for 2 years, and all we did was talk on the phone. Now we do a family Zoom. So it's a matter of taking this and embrace it. And that's what we're going to do also with our business, because business is up. Business is up in our category. In Latin America, they're up 40%.
Wow.
When I went back and looked at my numbers, because I just eyeballed it. I was up 180% in April. I haven't had a month that I haven't been up at least 50%. So this is a good year. There are going to be businesses that go away. Nikken's not going to be one of them. We are positioned. We're a health and wellness company. Hello, people have got to do something about their wellness. And they are running, I love the specials they run every month, and they are great. And this month, what you want to really, and I sent it out today. I don't know if you all opened or not, because I sent the email out and then I never had a chance to do the thing to do the reminder open. But I sent to all of my customers a thing about if they call in one order, Kathy, you know this, and it's $200, they'll get 10% off and free shipping. I mean, on a air system, they're going to save $55 in shipping, and they're going to save $60 on the machine. They're going to save about a little over $100. If they buy the water system, I don't know what the shipping on that is now, because shipping's gone up. I'm going to save $40, and it's $300. So they're probably going to save about $70. I mean, this is the time, but we've got to let people know about it. And I think I send you all the thing out that I sent to my customers at the beginning of the month, telling them about it. I sent that to you all, didn't I? Because you want to give them something and have them be responsible. These are what the rules are, because they're not going to let them do it on nutritionals. They're not going to let them do it on auto ships. They're not going to let them do it on the packs. They're already saving on that. So the places that they're going to make money is on the air system and on the water system. And before anybody says anything about sleep, I'm going to tell you that we've been told that due to a lack of being able to get the products to make the sleep system, they're delayed. But Kimball said on the call, well, it's kind of funny to me. Usually when we leave something in the catalog and we say we can't get it and you can't get it in any size, it's because there's something new coming.
That is true.
That's right. And you know what Ruben said to me? You know what, Kim? I was thinking that too. So be minding your pennies, because when this comes, I can't wait. I mean, whatever it is, I'm gonna get it, because I'm telling you, I always said that Nikken couldn't get a better sleep system, but I tell you what, I have upgraded each time, and they're all better. And my kids know it too, because the kids, that's where mine go. They go to a child,
Yeah.
and they'll say, yeah, this one's good, but it ain't like that one I've slept on at your house. I'm like, yeah, but that's a loaner. You can't have that. So anyway, this is really important. But what we want to do now is that we want to make a shift. I want everybody to get the book, Who Moved My Cheese? We're going to read Who Moved My Cheese this month. I'd like for you to read it by next week if you could. If you've never read it, it's a short little book. You can read it in an hour. But it's a great book to think about where we are now and the shift we need to make. And it's a great book to figure out who you are. You can also get it on Amazon. I think you can get them for as little as $3 and $2 shipping. They'll cost you $5 or $6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the library's got it, Betty, and you go to the library.
Yeah.
I was getting ready
I'll
to say,
check it.
Betty can check.
I'll check. I'll call them tomorrow and see if they've got it.
Once you read it, you can give it to Shirley, and Shirley can read it.
Yeah, I will.
It's a book that everybody should have anyway, though. I encourage you to get a copy of it, because it is one of my favorites. I've read it to my children. They even have children and teen books of it now. But but next week we're going to read about that. Now, I need to have an event on Saturday morning. Are there any of you that would be available to be a part of that? We're going to make it really short, but my new gal that's about to sign up would like to would like to come to an event. Are any of you available Saturday morning?
What time?
9.
Live or Zoom? You are Zooming it, right?
We're Zooming. We're
Okay,
Zooming.
I can do a Zoom. That's no problem.
You know.
I just have to wake up.
What do you all think would be better, 9 or 10?
Either one.
I might be working. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. I tell you what, let's do 10. All right. I've got that event for Saturday.
Where's my pen?
And we are going, and I don't know that we'll do it on a Saturday morning. We can talk about it next week more, but we are going to put together and start having a weekly event. And the goal of each event is going to be just to get one person to come. We're not going to try to make it a sale or anything, but we've got to start getting people, and we got to make it fun so they have a good time when they're on. And I've been working with some of the people out of Mexico because their events really rock, and that's how they have grown. And so I'm thinking of what we can do to make it a real positive thing, and how we, because we want people to want to come, and something that we can offer of value that they see that as a positive thing. Because what you want then, once they come, is you want them to be able to invite somebody else and say, you want to hear about this. Now, what each of you wants to be working on right now and looking, hey, Cece. You're 3 hours behind us, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. I just got finished with dinner. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God.
No, you're fine. We're talking about, I've got a new gal. She's actually from Hungary that wants to take a look at the business. And we're going to start doing some events on Zoom. And I'm going to do one on Saturday morning. And we said 10, but I wondered if 10 would be too early for you, wouldn't it?
No.
It wouldn't? Okay. That'd be 7 for you now. That's Saturday morning.
Girl, I'm up at like 5 or 4:30.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not up quite that early usually on Saturdays. Okay, because I'd really like for you to be a part of it.
I wasn't either.
So what I want you all to look at is right now in growing your businesses, where each of you are at, you want to be looking at your PV and your PGPV. That's your point volume and that's your group point volume. And you need to set a goal for what you want your point volume to be every month. And that doesn't mean that you buy those products. You can do it through your buy and sell and through auto ship. But what do you think is even better than an auto ship or you buying?
Customer shopping.
Yeah, you want to either be adding new auto ships or you want to be adding new customers. But the customers are really the most important, because when somebody else buys a product, that means you've got somebody else who's interested. I don't know if any of you were on the Sizzle call tonight, but Bob Fessler was on there. And Bob Fessler started out about 3 years ago. He's an engineer. He bought a pair of insoles from me. And he didn't think that they would work. He's an engineer, but he was being nice. And he's got diabetes. And they fixed his feet. And then I think the next thing he got was a bracelet, the power band, because he had pain in his thumb. And it got better. And then he got a water system. And then he bought a water system for his sister. And then he bought a water system for his niece. And then he bought a water system for his son.
That's the kind you want.
I can't remember if he's at 4 or 5 water systems now, but I mean, and then I talked to him about a nephew who has autism. And he said, what would you suggest? I said, you know what? I've heard everything about this Clarity. I would love to see you try it with him. He sent a bottle of Clarity to his niece, who gave it to her son. And a week later, the teacher called and said, what are you doing with him? This kid has never been able to concentrate like this. Now he has his own auto ship with lactoferrin and jade greens and one other thing. Can't remember what it is. So the best way to get somebody to buy another product is if they buy one product. And you want to thank them. Send them thank you notes. I got a bunch of new people that bought stuff last month. I've got to sit down and write a bunch of thank you notes. You want to let them know that you appreciate them. So you want to be watching your PPV, and you all want to go silver, or either you want to qualify silver for you, Kathy. And that's going to come from your PGPV. And what you want to do is you want to be looking at what the people on your team are doing, and you want to look for new teammates. So, you want to be calling and chatting people up and just how are they doing? And when they ask you, say, well, I'm doing well. My wellness stuff is going well. But, one of the things we need, do you know anybody that needs to make any more money? Because I'm going to tell you what. There is a path full of people who are out of work, and there's a path full of people who aren't going back to work anytime soon. And I was really relieved tonight when on that call and Louise said, this is going to last 2 to 5 years. And to me, it was a relief, because I am so sick of people telling me that in a few weeks, everything's going to open back up and be fine. And I know it's not going to be that way. It was a rude awakening on Saturday, because Renzo was over here. And Renzo said, I can't wait till we can go back to Peru. And I said, when is Peru going to open? Anybody want to guess when the open date for Peru is?
No,
July 2021.
Yeah, I was going to say probably sometime mid next year.
July of 2021. And it was like, and by then it probably really, really will be safe. I think that we will be safe to do some things before then. But what Peru did was they decided, instead of telling everybody 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and everybody's just, they're like a racehorse ready to come out and go down the track. They said this, and if something changes, they can always open earlier. But people have accepted that we have a new reality, and this is what we've got to live in. So, when Louise said that tonight, I thought, thank God, finally somebody's being honest about this.
Yeah.
I don't like people that lie. It doesn't work. So these are the things that I want you working on. And I want you to start thinking about what your weekly activities are. And next week, I'm going to give you a list of the things that I think are important for you to be doing daily and weekly in order to be building your business. And right now, I'll be honest with you, just calling people up on the phone, and you don't even have to mention your business. In fact, I probably wouldn't. But checking in on people that you care about. How are they doing? I will tell you, the walls that people are hitting now are twice as hard as anything in May. My practice has been really, really busy. I mean, I had a gal today that she cried for an hour. I mean, I don't usually see her but once a month. I've got her booked again next week. I mean, she can't stand the fact that she can't get out. She's a hugger. She can't stand that she's got nobody to hug. She can't stand she's all alone. She feels guilty about it. It's tough. Our school kids are struggling like this. So you reach out to someone and you send them a note or a card or something, that is working on the relationship. And you got to be real about it. I mean, there's nothing I like better than making somebody feel good. We go walking every morning, and anytime I see somebody, I give them a compliment. And I love watching their face light up. I mean, people like to be made to feel good. I think that when you do that, I mean, that's one of the best gifts you can give. So do it on the phone and do it in cards. And Kathy, I think you're going to get a consultant re-signing up this week. MC Battle contacted me and wants to sign back up. And I called her last night. I gave her your consultant ID, and she's gonna call in and talk, because she's got somebody who wants some product, and she's living in California, and they've had a lot of sickness and stuff, and back here, and so life is just kind of crazy. I don't know that she'll do a whole lot right now, but she says she wants to go ahead and get back in the game. So I'm hoping that's going to come this month. She's actually going to do a 3-way with me with a young Marine I know that got hurt in boot camp. Another young lady, and I think we're going to do that later this week. So I'll follow up on that for you. So there are lots of people right now that are looking, and we have these life-changing products. And people are going to be skeptical. So let me tell you another story. So a gal called me the other day, and this one I want to cry about, because she called and she said, well, can I do some trading on some stuff? And I said, sure, what do you want to trade? She sells CBD, and I'm not crazy about her CBD, but I've traded a couple of times. She says, well, I want to get some new grounding mats, because my grounding mat doesn't work anymore. And I said, your grounding mat doesn't work anymore? Because I'm going to tell you, we've got 2 grounding mats that look terrible. I wouldn't let anybody see them. But we sleep on them every night. We've been sleeping on them for 2 years. I mean, they are not pretty, but they work.
Yep.
I said, well, I'll bring 2 over. I said, but do you mind if I bring my voltage meter and just check them? I said, it may be that you just need a new plug, because she did tear up one of her plugs early on. She broke the plug and needed another one. So I carried it over. There wasn't a thing in the world wrong with them. In fact, they didn't look near as bad as ours did. And then I realized what happened. So she and her husband got one, and they were working great, and then her neighbor got one, and the neighbor told them that theirs didn't work anymore. And the neighbor told them that water didn't work, and then she hit it and cracked the base of the water system, which nothing about your water system that you can't replace. She threw it away. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is a woman with an IQ of about 165. She's a mathematician. I'm going to tell you what, some folks are just too smart, but they lack the common sense piece, which is a real problem. And then she said, oh, Kimball, I'm really embarrassed that I threw that. She said, I went in the catalog and I didn't see it. And I'm thinking, you got the phone and you call. I mean, but anyway. So, but other people will tell people this stuff doesn't work, or it's not that good, or it's this or it's that. And then, that's why staying in touch and sending a card and sending a video and asking them, or if it's somebody that had a good experience, say, oh, I'd love for you to come on Saturday. We're doing a little get together and I'd love for you to share your experience. People love to talk. They love to talk about things that have happened to them. That is a great way to get somebody to come that's had a good experience, because they will enjoy that. So those are things that are important. But Cece, what I told is I want everybody to get the book, Who Moved My Cheese? You can get or you can, it won't take, but I want everybody to get it read before next week, because Who Moved My Cheese? I'm just telling you, it ought to be required reading for school kids, high school kids, college, everybody. And it's really important right now, because the world has changed and it ain't ever going back.
Spencer Johnson?
Pardon? Yes. Yeah. The world has changed and it will never go back to what it was. It changed in 1918. I don't know what, I really want to do some reading on that now, is exactly how it goes, but it won't go back. So you're going to look at your PG and you're going to set a goal. My suggestion is that a minimum of 500 points. And for your PG that you make your goal 2,000. So what happens if you don't hit the 2,000?
You just keep going.
Just keep going. You set it for 2,000 next month and you keep going. But what you monitor will grow. And this is me. So over a year ago when I spoke in Utah, I had this little book and I did my thing, and I went through and I had looked at January all the way through 18 of everything I'd done that entire year. And I told everybody how they needed to keep up with it on a monthly basis and compare one month to the next. Well, I got home and all that crap broke through with the nursing board that I'm still dealing with. But I think that will end soon. And I just didn't keep up with it. But when January came this year, I started keeping up with it. And then when I was working with my coach, he told me to get all those figures from 19 and look at them. And that's when I got excited. But this year I was watching it on a monthly basis. What has happened? I am way up. I mean, I can't believe how much I'm up. But I knew what I needed to make if I wanted to be Team Kaizen. And I had to have a minimum of 4,100 a month. And I think, and I'm looking down here, there's only been 1 month that I only did 4,152. And I've been as high as 7,000 in 1 month. So, when you start looking at those numbers and focusing on it, you will start doing things differently. And I wrote a chapter for a book in May called Thriving Beyond the Storm. And we raised money for the food banks of North Carolina. I'm going to hit you all up about this pretty soon again, because we're going to do a big promo on it. They're making a second book, and the guy put them together came back and asked me to write another chapter. And my chapter is going to be Make the Shift Now. Make your shift now. Because there will be winners and losers out of this, but the people who shift and do something different will be the ones who win. And every single time, entrepreneurs come out better than people who have jobs. I've got 3 friends that have gotten pink slip during this. Every single one of them worked for a company that is doing well in this pandemic. You know what was on the pink slip? That due to hardships of COVID-19. You know what the hardship was? These people had been there for a long time. They were making good money, and they could get rid of them. And then later on the line, they'll bring somebody else in that's not as experienced.
That's what they do.
Now, entrepreneurs know that sometimes they've got to shift. And, you can be in love with the business, but if the business isn't doing anything, you got to, have a nice little funeral and move on. You don't stay in a business that isn't making any money. You go on to something else. we are so fortunate. I mean, if we were selling like those ugly LuLaRoe leggings and stuff, I mean, this would not be a good time to be doing that.
Oh, they're too expensive.
Do you know that those people paid $5,000 to become a distributor with LuLaRoe? And I don't know how many they got, but they sent them yes, CC. I had this woman, and I was like, what is wrong with Nikken? So this woman came in and she said, I'm going to make a lot of money to put my child through college. And I said, oh, how's that? And she says, I'm selling LuLaRoe. And I was, oh, okay. And I'd seen this stuff. And I mean, there were a few of those that I liked, but most of them I thought, and I like funky stuff, but I thought most of them.
Not made that well.
They were ugly. She said, well, to start off, you have to invest in $5,000. And I was like.
That's so funny because I had 3 people, even back home, and they would, oh, you could sell this, you could do, and I would shut them off before they told me too much because I didn't care. But if I would have heard that, I would have told them they were crazy. And
what they did was they promised that they would buy them back if you couldn't sell them. Well, then what happened was all these people had all these out there and they stopped the buyback program. Mm-hmm. So then you can go on just about anywhere and get them fairly cheap now. But I mean, so, there are people out there that are looking, but we are in an area and we have things that are so helpful. I mean, these are things that people need right now. And they run a special every month. I mean, there just hasn't ever been a better time to be a Nikken consultant. And in case you haven't heard, the 45th anniversary is going to be, we're going to go ahead and have our convention. It will be the 16th and 17th of October, and it will be virtual. And they've got a speaker coming in, Pascal Finet, and he has written some books, and he does all of these startup companies. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. So he's going to be one of the speakers. We're going to have a lot of speakers. They're going to be able to have 5,000 people on this Zoom.
Oh, my Lord.
So right now, you want to be thinking about who you'd like to at least be on some part of it. Maybe you just want them to hear him. I mean, unless somebody signed up, they're probably not going to sit there 4 hours, 4 hours Sunday. But if they have, then they may want to do that. But it'll be a great opportunity. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be free to get on. I haven't heard that there'll be a ticket. But this is going to be a great opportunity. The other thing is Humans Being More is going to be online the last Saturday of September. It's $19. Jeff and I are hosting that one, and I want all of you to sign up.
When is it? The last Saturday?
Last Saturday in September. I will try to, I've got to get up with Jeff Isom. He was going to get me a poster made. Okay. I will send that out, and then all you have to do, you can buy it offline, but it's easier if you call because you got to tell them where you're going to go. And I think when we get the new computer system, but that's going to be a brand new Humans Being More. It's not going to be what they've done any this year, and the stuff they've done this year is something different from what they ever did in person. So this is going to be the one that they've been doing is one about from chaos to. I don't know, from chaos to something. I've signed up for the one that they're going to have the last Saturday in this month, and then I'm hosting the one in September. But that's also a great way. And see, Humans Being More is good for any business person that wants to get their head put in the right direction. So that's another date for you to think about. So I want you to start thinking about, I'm going to tell you 3 questions that I want you to ask anyone that you think might be interested in the business, because these 3 questions will give you everything that you need to know as to how to talk with them. The first question is what you don't like. What you don't like about making money, particularly what you don't like. What you do like. And what are the most important things in your life? Now, has anybody got any idea why those questions will tell you everything you need to know in order to talk to them about the Nikken business?
That's hard.
Well, if they say what I don't like is having a schedule, having to go into an office, having to worry about this, or, you know, having somebody else set my schedule, then what can you tell them about Nikken?
You set your own schedule.
That's right. You don't have to worry about going in. You don't have to worry about rent. You don't have to worry about a boss. What do you like? If they say, well, I really like people. I like helping people. Wow. This is a great company for you because we've got a way that we help people. And what's the most important thing in your life? You know what? If any of us didn't know before, and I already knew, the most important thing in my life is my family.
Me too.
And you know what? This pandemic's brought a whole lot of families together.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother and I were both, you know, going on at rapid speed. Well, I mean, there's not a week goes by now we don't talk 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
My dad and I talk about the same amount, but I mean, my dad and I talk multiple times every week anyway.
Yeah.
But my son in American Samoa, talk to him all the time. My son who was mad with me down at the coast, we talk all the time now. I mean, so it's interesting. I mean, and I was fine to talk. He was the one who wasn't talking to me. But, you know, when people, you know, when you hit something like this, you start realizing that life isn't forever, that being mad over stuff is just stupid.
It is.
And, you know, when people are gone, they're gone. I mean, Luis told tonight, there's some people at Nikken Corporate in Mexico that got COVID and died.
Mm.
Oh, no.
That's terrible.
This is going to touch, before it's all said and done, it's going to touch everybody. I mean, I'm not trying to scare people. You know, that flu, the swine flu of 1918, my Aunt Mamie, my great aunt, had a daughter who died of that flu in 1927. And it was on a pop-up that came through the North Carolina at that time. And her daughter, she went to church on Sunday. She told me this story so many times. She went to church on Sunday, and a friend of hers, 16-year-old son, had died. She came home and she told Uncle Amos, she said, you know, if one of my children died, I couldn't live. And on Tuesday morning, they woke up and Doris was sick. And on Wednesday afternoon, Doris died.
Oh, gosh.
That woman was something else. She buried 3 of her 4 children. This was a woman who told her husband that she couldn't live if something happened to one of her children. And she's the one who always taught me that God will make a way and you have to be strong. But now I'll tell you what, she also told me that she talked to God and she said, okay, God, I buried 3 of my children. Do not let me die before my son does. Well, the one son that was left had been crippled with arthritis since he was 40. And she would walk across every day and take care of him while his wife worked. And she died exactly 6 months before he did. So see, God will keep his word to you. Mm-hmm. He asked and he gave it. But we've gotta, you know, really think about this. And when we talk to people about it, you know, this is a great thing we have to offer. These air systems are amazing. If you don't have an air system, you need to get one ordered. This air system, it is a top of the line HEPA filter. And somebody was telling me, well, no, it was my brother, because he wanted his school to buy him a Nikken air filter. Well, they didn't do it. They bought something else, but he's buying his own Nikken air filter because he works at a private school, and they're going back.
Yeah.
So he's buying his own. But the woman in the office said, you know, I started doing some research, and it showed that if you had a really good HEPA filter and you were wearing masks, that it brought down your risk of getting it to less than 2%. I mean, it was reduction. So, and I'm telling you, I have lived and died by mine. And my dad, even when he's come over here and we've helped him with some stuff with the computer he had to have, what we did was we took, because I've got more than one, I took two and put in my living room that were on high to process the stuff.
Yeah.
So that, everybody needs one of those. Everybody needs a water system. I mean, they need to be alkaline. And this month, they could save how much?
10%.
10% and free shipping.
That's right. So those are some products that you really, and we got 2 weeks left. There's a lot of time left in the month. So did any of you get the chance to go back, and I posted it on the Facebook page. Did any of you get a chance to read the thing I did last week on the back office?
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's in there. I would highly recommend you watch it. I shared my screen and showed you how you could get into these different places at the back office. So no pressure. I know you're busy. I got it. I'm busy too. But if you go in there and watch that, and then let me know what questions you have.
On Wellness Solutions or what?
It's on Nikken World Changers.
Okay.
And each week I will start. I've got an assistant now. She'll be putting this up. It may be like Friday before she gets it up. I mean, we'll just see. We're trying to get all the kinks worked out of this. But she'll be posting that so that if you miss. So this week, what you want to do is your homework is to get Who Moved My Cheese and write down those questions and start thinking. And just when you're chatting with people, ask them those questions. Those are great questions you ask when you're talking to anybody. You can say,
if I need to send it to somebody.
What?
I got that book on my Audible, so I can send it to somebody if they want it. Then they don't have to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because I just checked and you can't get it before August 26th
I just got it.
on Amazon.
Okay, but you got the
Order.
you got the Audible, and if you don't have Audible, she can send it to you and you can listen to it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd love that.
Okay. Well, put your stuff in the chat. Let's do this. I want everybody, and I want you, let's start doing this each week, and then I can make a copy of the chat and send it to everybody. Put your name, your email, and your telephone number, and where you're at. That's good.
I'm on my phone. I'm not on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I am too.
You can still go to the chat. Do y'all know how to do that? On your
think so.
You go down and you grab to the right where there's little dots and you can type it in. But if I have everybody's, and then I'll send that out. When you go to networking meetings during this time, always, if they're not doing it, say, hey guys, let's everybody put the information in the chat. And then you can go into the chat box, and if you hit chat, you'll look there and there's one that says file, but there's 3 little dots, and you hit the 3 little dots and you hit save chat, and then you put show in Finder. And when you put show in Finder, it'll be there and you can print it out. Now, these are really important things to learn because we're going to be doing a lot of Zooming over the next couple of years. Because if things get better next spring, which I think they will, it's still going to take a while for all of this to work out. Remember, 2 to 5 years. And every time a flu or anything that comes through, we're going to see more cases. So it's going to be real important what we're doing. You need to be moving. If you're not walking, walk around your house. You gotta do something to move. You gotta do chair aerobics, do chair yoga. I mean, you can do something. Your body was meant to move, and that stimulates your immune system, and it gets your lymph system going. Your lymph system does not have a pump. Your lymph system, the lymph moves because of you move. So if you don't do anything but sit, and the lymph system is, that's where the snipers are that are going out killing all the viruses and things that come in. So if you don't do anything but sit and you don't move, then you're not going to be as strong. You've got to eat good. You've got the supplement. You want to put the energy on your body. You've got to be well hydrated. So we want to be doing all of these things, and we're going to be Zooming because that's a safe way to do it. So I'm going to look down here and see if we've got everybody. All right.
Mine's not all together because I'm a moron and I didn't know what I was doing.
You are not.
I forgot to put my phone number on mine.
I'm too used to hitting enter, Kimball. I hit enter and it went. It sent it, and it's like, no, I didn't want to do that, but whatever.
If you knew how many times that I have done that, I mean, you would laugh. I'm telling you, because I'm in a lot of these chats.
Right, and today I even put a Zoom. Today I put it on a Word document and put it on my desktop so that I could copy and paste it and put it on, because I do so many of these Zooms now and have to put my information in there. And if I try to type it on the computer, I have a bad habit of hitting enter, and it goes in and it just has my name like it did this time. It's like, okay, people think I'm an idiot and I'm in technology, whatever.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get mine?
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
Mine's coming.
Okay. Well, I'll go back because there we go.
Well, I got it
Can
typed
y'all
up,
see-
but how do I send it?
Just hit return or enter or send. There you go. You're there. You got it, girl.
Kimball, can y'all see my fingernail?
I can.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Look,
I
well,
want to
this
see.
is the weirdest thing. I've been taking, like triple, all this lactoferrin and all this joint and all this immunity. And my fingernails are growing like, I ain't never
Crazy.
seen nothing like it.
Okay, what that means is that your bones are getting stronger. That is
The darndest thing I've ever seen.
well, lactoferrin is good for bone health. I mean, it used to be a part of our bone health pack. It's very good for bones, so that's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
she needs that.
I'll just tell you this real quick. The X-ray, the radiologist said that I had calcium crystals on my knee, and I'm doing an MRI next Tuesday. Now it is getting better, but it still pops and cracks.
If you've got calcium deposits on your knee, order some BDZ and start taking it immediately.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to order it today or tonight. So
That BDZ.
Yeah, she had talked about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I have gotten a lot better, and I think I credit most of it to my Nikken products because, and I had the shots and stuff, but still, it's made a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. These people that haven't used these products just don't know. And that's what I had Bob on tonight, because Bob didn't believe in any of this. He's an engineer, and he just was like, well, this is a lot of that whoopee. And everything he's tried, he has gotten. And just like that woman the other day, he thought that those and I didn't know. I didn't know. I really wanted to see, was the ground mat, did it really stop working, or was there a wire broken in or thing? No, they were just fine. But after she slept on it a while, she probably wasn't seeing big changes because it had pulled that current off of her and she was doing better. I mean,
Sure.
people forget how bad they felt.
Yeah, they do. They do.
How bad they felt.
Oh, and I'm drinking my shakes, my Super Siaga, and my greens. I've lost 14 pounds.
Dang.
Wow, you go.
And that's a goal because I need to get that off for my physical well-being.
Well, carrying weight is not good for the physical well-being.
Right. So.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we all are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, because Jeff is on here. Anything else before we go tonight?
I don't know.
Oh, are you going to let us know about Saturday?
Yes, it's going to be at 10 o'clock, and I will send out details.
Okay.
All righty.
Yes, I have a question about the the special, the 3-month auto ship, I got a message sometime early August after the 3 months had occurred as far as shipping out the vegan drink mix, that they were suspending that program. And we would be getting have the option to continue it for a year and get the 25%, but it was going to, the subscription rate or the auto ship rate was going to go to 10% instead. And if we stayed with it, can you address that? I'm not really.
Okay. My understanding is only customer auto ships are going to stay at 25% off. And you might need to go in and read it and make sure. But if a customer has or starts an auto ship this month, it will stay for 1 year at 25% off. All consultant auto ships will be at 10% off, and starting in September, all new ones will be at 10% off. And if anybody has an auto ship and they quit it, it will go to 10% off. And really, truly, that's fair. There is nobody in the industry that has an auto ship at 25% off. And I'll tell you what Dave Johnson said. Dave Johnson said, I'm happy. He said, it kills my commission on those. So, I mean, you know, it just kind of is what it is. But if somebody starts one now, so like now's the time, if they want to get the shake mix and get it 25% off, they need to have it. Now there was as far as I know, it didn't change. There was a month that if you started an auto ship with the vegan drink mix and you kept getting it for 3 months, in September you were going to get 50 reward points, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. And that's still in effect as far as I know. And then last month, if you started an auto ship with shake mix, Siaga, or the vegan mix, and it went for 6 months, they were going to give you 100 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
yeah, it was on there.
It was on there last month.
When do you start it? You had to start it last month, or okay?
For that one. But there'll be another one. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Every month, there is something else. And we've been told that there's a high likelihood that the new 10-4 is going to be out soon.
Oh, good.
That was planned for this month, but I hadn't heard anything. So what I think is they still hadn't used up all they had. And they're not going to, I don't think they're going to roll it out till they're done with. And I'm going to tell you what, this stuff is great. I got it sitting right here by me. My husband doesn't like it, and he kept saying, well, we've got a lot of it. We've got a lot of it. You don't need to order. Well, guess what? I ran out. And I was like, there's none here. And then I was flipping. I have adrenal fatigue, and this stuff is the best thing in the world for adrenal fatigue.
My daughter has that.
When I use this, I don't have it, and I feel pretty good. And when I didn't have it, man, I was dragging. I went up and went through all my old coat pockets. I finally got some and brought it down. And then when I ordered it, I didn't fast ship it because usually with mail, it gets in 3 days. Well, no. If you order something now, it takes a week, just like it does with UPS. Mm-hmm. So then it didn't come in, and I ran out all over again. And I had to wait until late Monday night to have some more. I said, you know what? I won't run out of that anymore. I don't care. Because he's dying. He says, well, they're going to get the new. And I said, well, I really don't care. I want to have this because it makes me feel good. So if you got people with adrenal fatigue, man, that 10-4, it is rocking. If you don't like the way it tastes, just throw it in with your shake.
That's what I do.
Or put it in this.
Oh, yeah, I bet that is yummy.
It's
What
like
is
100
it?
milligrams of potassium, and you need that too.
Oh, yes, you do.
And only 1 gram of sugar.
Oh, that's good.
So this is what we put for that or our Siaga.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy.
I'll tell you what I've started doing is I've got it here. I've got my Siaga. I don't have the set. So I put about 1/4 teaspoon of the J Greens. I put this in, and then I put 1/2 scoop of the Siaga because I put some more Siaga in my shake once a day. And then you stir it up, and oh my gosh, it is so good. It is yummy, yummy. And when you get the this and the J Greens and that Siaga, man, I can be dragging, and it will just perk me back up. but it doesn't keep me from sleeping, and it doesn't mess with my adrenals. I mean, and what adrenal fatigue is a nasty thing.
It's awful.
It is. All righty, guys, we're going to call it a night. I will get this, make sure this is up by the end of the week. Hope you all have a great one, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you.